Ladies and gentlemen, Season 12, Round 13 of SLR Division 2. We have got on comms. Actually, no, it's time to meet the streamers on mainstream with 89 races in Formula 2. Along with that, 19 pole positions, 41 podiums, 14 wins, and one championship of the world! It's SLR, the incredible stick, Corey!
Joking on your animal,
But it's just a price I pay.
Destiny's calling me.
Open up my eager eyes. Sun, Mr. Brightside.
Wow. That was be the best intro I've ever done, and thank you very much for that. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Summit League Racing. It's, Season 12. We are here for round 13 of the season here in Division 2. We are around the Marina Bay Street Circuit here in Singapore with, again, my favourite street circuit on the calendar, one of the best circuits on the calendar, in my opinion. And joining me is a champion of our own as well, the man who's got a fair few of SLR F2 race wins himself, 5 to his name. And again, as I mentioned, a championship, Season 5 Division 1 champion. It's the one, the only SLR Southerner.
Hello all, where else better to be than a Friday night on stream or on the track being involved in SLR Division 2 for the 13th round of the season at Singapore, where so far this season it has been absolutely fantastic. We saw a brilliant race last week in the Temple of Chaos in Monza, and now we've got a track completely different here at Singapore under the floodlights, where I'm sure, Corey, it is going to be absolutely fantastic, just like every other race this season.
Yeah, we have not had a disappointing race this season. And I mean, even when we've said it's been a boring race, it's been a boring race by Division 2 standards. That doesn't mean it's been boring overall, because it's just been full of action week in, week out. We've enjoyed it every week. And speaking of action, we go back to last week at Monza, as you mentioned, at the Temple of Chaos. Of course, it was SR Darnell taking a fourth pole position of the Division 2 season, the most of anyone at the moment. Second place is Owen with 2. They're the only 2 drivers this season to take more than 1 pole position, which is pretty mad to think. And, well, the race in the end, that went the way of Scar Borger, the reigning champion, taking his first victory of the season. FRT Edgars as well, getting on the podium for the first time, I believe. Second time this season. I should say. I remember he got one in Silverstone, and Pricey rounded out the podium in the end. But Matt, yeah, as you mentioned, it was the Temple of Chaos last time out with all the drama we got, especially towards the end of the race where we had a photo finish for the race win.
Oh, I mean, literally from the start to the finish, wasn't it? I mean, in the first 3 or 4 laps, you had 3, 4 big drivers get involved just outside of the Ascari chicane. I mean, first lap was it you had, I think it was Owen Howe. Owen Howe got in an incident involving championship contender Hayes. And lap after, you had Beast Assassin. Then the third lap, you had SLR Liam. It was just the brilliant drivers were just falling. It was absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, like you said, it was a photo finish right at the end. I think it was like 14th thousandths of a second, something ridiculously close, which sums up this division in a nutshell. Where I remember in qualifying last week, I think it was 6.5 tenths separated the top 18. I do expect to see a bit of a bigger gap though for this race, I believe, because obviously with the tighter walls, the tighter track, this is when it's really going to be down to skill. I'd be amazed if we get a very, very tight qualifying once again.
They'll find a way for sure. It's Division 2. We've seen it all the way through the season. Crossing the line is Pricey. 129.4 for the half drive. He goes 8 tenths clear of Kisleska. Owen Howe's in the chat. Hello, Owen. Hope you're well. Obviously, you're going to be watching from the sidelines this evening in qualifying anyway, after what was an absolute mare from Owen last week. Matt, I think that's probably the only way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned last week, Owen Howe found another way of screwing himself over. How's that going to be? And, oh, hello, I think we've got an early retirement. I think I think that's a retiring in the pits as well. Or is it? Or is he crashed into the pit wall?
So, I think...
Yeah, it's retiring on track, I think. Or into the pits. Anyway.
Yeah.
As you can see at the top of the board, we've got some fastest laps being put in. We had Pricey earlier, 129.4, and we've already got a time into the 28, so 28.9 from UK-based Assassin. SLR has gone into second place with a 29.4, which we do believe. I mean, it's been in the making for many a seasons that it could be potentially coming towards the end of a two-way draw between UK-based Assassin and SLR Darnell. But let's not forget, I'll put it down to five drivers in the hunt for the championship. I mentioned last week, but unfortunately, as you mentioned earlier, Scar isn't going to be racing today, which could be a massive opening for the top four.
Yeah, for sure. Pricey, again, we mentioned last week, as you said as well, has been on top form as of recent. Finished P3 in Monza, currently starting P2 in the grid at the moment. Very early days in qualifying, so we'll all change up come the end. But he's only 32 points off the championship lead with 6 rounds to go. At the top, by the way, is UK-based Assassin, who is 17 points clear of SLR Darnell. Another one back is Hayes. So, as you said, 4, maybe even a 5-way race for the title. But yeah, coming towards the the last quarter-ish of the season now, Matt. I mean, it's all starting to ramp up a bit.
Yeah, I find the irony that the top 4 in the championship at the moment are currently the top 4 in qualified. I know it's a very long time to go, but it's quite amusing. Jaden Squires is just ruined that, but it's. Yeah, there's going to be a twist again today. I've just been informed that in the race, 45 minutes in, there is going to be some rain.
Oh, wow.
And this is the longest race on the calendar because the FIA decided, you know what, let's do a lot more laps at a track like this. So this is going to be the most physically demanding track you can say for the drivers, whether that's on a wheel or finger cramps. But there's going to be some rain, potentially, later today in the race.
I mean, Matt, we know what it's like with rain around here. We've done it in F2 with a triple format once upon a time, and we were there for about 6 business days.
Yeah, what brilliant idea that was.
Yeah, I wonder who did that.
Yep,
anyway.
Just saying, SLR Darnell was the head admin at the time, so there you go, that's the fingers being pointed.
Ouch. And back to the laps on track then. 10 minutes left to go in qualifying. It's UK-based Assassin top at the moment. Top 2 in the championship, top 2. On track at the moment, 4 tenths ahead is UK-based Assassin of SLR Darnell. Comes right on board with F1AB QWERTY, who's going over the Anderson Bridge now. And down the back straight, he'll be crossing the sector B very, very shortly. This is his first lap time of the session. 1 minute 4.3 in the middle sector, says it's purple. So F1AB QWERTY looking pretty quick around the streets of Singapore. We've had 8 different pole sitters this season, Matt. As I mentioned earlier, we've only had 2 repeat pole sitters. That being SLR Darnell taking pole in Imola, Austria, Silverstone and Monza. And Owen Howe taking Portugal and Spa. The rest, again, only single-time pole sitters. Do you think we're going to get another one tonight?
No, I reckon it's going to be between any of the top 2 drivers you see, well, before QWERTY crossed the line. I think it's going to be between Beast Assassin and Darnell. They're both to be the most informed drivers at the moment, and I think what we can see between the two, now they know that potentially there could be enough title battle between each other. I think you might see something similar to what we saw in F1 real life in 2021, where it was Max and Hamilton being the ones consistently at the top. One thing I've just noticed, I might be going completely mad, but F1 QWERTY game attack has changed, where there's a lot less lowercase, or am I just going completely mad? And it's always been like that.
I think it's because you've gone as a PlayStation, I think. Don't quote me, but I think that's PlayStation.
Oh.
Hence why the EA logo's next to it, so the Xbox logo. I think that might be the case, but quote me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I tell you what, it ain't stopping him though. His pace is very much still there. 4 tenths off UK-based Assassin, who's been the pace setter from the very get-go in this session. LSW Legend has been very close to the walls on this lap. Can he get anywhere near the front? He crosses the line. He's going to be only P7 respectively in the end for Legend, but the Alpine driver looking to get some more points on the board, Matt, because he's had a pretty decent past few weeks. 18 points in the past 2 rounds, and before that he didn't have any points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew that Legend was a quick driver, didn't we? He just couldn't keep it staying in the right direction on the racetrack. But yeah, 2 fantastic results by the Alpine driver. Better late than never, I guess. You never know. He might get a third. He might get a third one. Maybe he might get the podium. We've had plenty of podium drivers this season, and Legend not being one of them. Let's go back to F1 QWERTY briefly. He's without a doubt, he's a quick driver. Is QWERTY, but the points say different. A bit similar, I guess you could say, to Legends, where just the reliability of keeping in a straight line, staying out of trouble, has been what's hindered him. But yeah, no doubt that Haas driver has got great points, and with him and Pricey in the same team, who knows, they might make a not a late charge the Constructors' Championship, but they might find themselves move up a few places.
Indeed. Speaking of Constructors' Championship, it's still Mercedes on top at the moment. They are only 18 points ahead of Red Bull. Behind that, it's getting very, very tight. Only 32 points separating third, all the way down to P7 to Williams to AlphaTauri. So very tight in the midfield, but it's only the winner's spot. So really remember coming the end of the season, UK Beast Assassin isn't on a lap to remember at the moment. He's a bit under 2/10 down on his lap time, so it must have been a very impressive banker from our championship leader. But he's still got a very technical final chicane and final corner to go, Matt.
Yeah, so we're on board with Beast Assassin, are we? Yes, he does indeed. There is a yellow flag, but I do believe Skeefy was going to be crossing the line, which he did do it in 12th place with a 130.2. UK Beast Assassin has opted to go into the pits. The one thing he's done differently today compared to last week was he's got that benchmark lap early, which is a very handy lap actually with a 28.9 as put in first place. But let's not forget, last week he went with the option of going for the medium tyre for his first qualifying run, which I can't help but feel that actually put a bit of pressure on him and ultimately ruined his race by being caught up at the start, as Pricey is now gone fastest with a 28.9 dead.
Wow. Well, you mentioned maybe not having a new pole sitter this season. Pricey yet to be on pole this season in that Haas. Has taken a victory this season back in Spain. Multiple podiums, of course, last time out in Monza. At the moment, he's a little under a tenth ahead of UK Beast Assassin. 1 minute 28.9 dead. Currently on board with the McLaren of SLR Liam at the moment, who's coming through the final sector. Towards the final chicane we go. Goes a little bit deep, but gets nicely on the curb through the penultimate corner. Very close to the exit of the barriers. Goes around the final corner. Slings it in. Towards the line he goes. SLR Liam up into P5 in the end. It's a half a second improvement for the McLaren driver.
Yeah, after second improvement, but still 6/10 away from the fastest lap at the moment, as Edgars has just got up into third place. Very handy time by the Mercedes driver. Looking very good for both Haas and Mercedes at the moment. As Golden Egg Fry is the next driver to cross the line, and he's got up to 7th place.
Handy little lap there from Golden Egg Fryer, looking to get that look back this weekend after a few tough races. He's looking to get a few more points on the board. You mentioned about Mercedes and Haas. They're currently fighting it out in the Joint Constructors' Championship at the moment. Haas with a pretty substantial lead, 187, I think, if my maths is right there. But again, with all four of the divisions, 3 divisions, sorry, in it can very much change around lower down the divisions. But I mean, Division 2 this season has had its very much ups and downs in action. 4 minutes left to go, and I've got a feeling that the action is about to absolutely kick off here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what 18 cars on track is going to be like going into the last quarterfinals. We saw in Monza last week. It all got a bit chaotic for some drivers going into the last sector. There's a lot of traffic problems. There's not a lot of space in a track like this. It might be long, but if people are going to be trying to go for the optimal time to go out and go for a quali lap, they're going to go as late as possible, so we may well see some traffic jams. At the moment, though, we've still got just about 5 or 6 drivers on track. Any on a lap? I don't think so.
Ski Fears, I'm on board with him at the moment. He's going through the first sector, early days of his lap. 3/10 up is Ski Fear at the moment, so it'll shoot him potentially around his teammate of good old Des. Look good old Des.
Oh, Des. Des Fontaine.
Des Fontaine. I was going to try and say it, but I know I'll butcher it.
That sounds like an aftershave, doesn't it? Yeah, like you're saying that. Oh, it's like, what's that? What's that I can smell? It smells nice. Oh, it's a bit of Des Fontaine, you know. Oh, yeah, it smells nice.
Yes, please.
Yeah, what's it smell of? Oh, it's like spilt diesel from an F1 car. Oh.
Oh. I'm pretty sure F1 actually do their officially licensed perfumes as well.
They do.
Like that actually smell like rubber.
They do, yeah. Deslard Darnell's got it. He let me try it on the other day, and it smelled like I'd just done a pit stop. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Ski Fee's now going through the final chicane. Hopefully he won't be coming in the pit lane to do his pit stop. He's going to finish the 3 miles of this Marina Bay Street circuit through the final corner. Very nice there. And shoots himself ahead of his teammate, good old Des Fontaine, and sniffs his way into the top 10. Yeah.
I think the next driver to cross the line with a competitive level is actually going to be UK Beast Assassin in the Mercedes series, quicker by about 1/4 tenth. Going through sector 1, and is actually looking a tiny bit messy this lap by UK Beast Assassin. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's slower, but the rear was stepping out quite a bit in the slow corners. He is still up actually, just still under a tenth. So at the moment, if he was to cross the line, he might just get the quickest time. There's a few yellow flags behind him. I've just completely forgot that this is this new layout. I was expecting a few corners coming up, but coming up to the last chicane of the circuit. Is he going to gain any more time? If he can gain a little bit more time than what he's got at the moment, he will be the quickest driver and on provisional pole. Going around the last corner, the Mercedes of UKB's Assassin does in fact take provisional pole for 28.7.
Wow, that is a lap and a half from UKB's Assassin. Just nearly shy of 2/10 quicker than Pricey, but that is going to be UKB's Assassin's final lap of this session then, as we've only got 1 minute 53 left on the clock. These will be the final runs of the session. We've got cars starting their laps as we speak. We're going to try and find the front cars in this train. Skeefy's on a cool down lap. Hayes is going through the first sector, who I think she might be the first car on a lap. But yeah, a pretty handy lap from the championship leader there, Matt, and it could be yet another pole position.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a bit of a messy lap, to be honest, but maybe it was just absolutely on the edge. We'll soon find out if it was one of those out-of-body experience laps by the Mercedes driver when we see what everyone else has got in their locker as they cross the line. Oh, look who's just joined the lobby! Oh, the party has officially started in Division 2 tonight. I completely lost track of how Hayes did in Sector 1.
So did I. I missed that, Jeff. Oh, yeah, hopefully getting that car in time. 30 seconds left on the clock now. Hayes has gone purple, excuse the pun, in the middle sector. But still about a second off of the provisional pole time UKB Assassin. At the moment, no one is getting near that lap time. But we'll keep checking in with the drivers around. The Haas ahead of him, but it needs to get out of the way because it's going to be really off-putting through the final corner. Maybe dirty air, but the Haas is not going to move out of the way. Hayes maybe get a bit of dirty air here through the final corner. Legend has crossed the line, I believe. He's gone P4. What about Hayes? She crossed the line, goes P5.
Yeah, just a bit slower than SLW Legends, who I think is qualifying is done now. Look at the gap between the two of them. In fact, another fantastic qualifying by the Alpine driver, continuing his good form he has found in recent races. Oh, the amount of drivers I'm seeing go slightly offline and getting terrible amount of marbles on their car, surely it's going to affect them. But looking at the times, it isn't whatsoever. Who's next to cross the line, Corey? It looks like a Team Willie. I think it's the aftershave of Fontaine. No, it's not.
Well, bloody Price has just crossed the line and has stayed P2. But look at that. About 3/100ths of a second is the gap at the top. Really closed up now. Checkered flag is now out. You can see the checkered flag next to the cars. There are drivers who have finished their laps and finished their qualifying session. UKB's Assassin is still the man on provisional pole as it stands. Is anyone getting near him out there? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, well, I was just currently on board with Edgars. He's a 10th and a half up after going through Sector 2, so this potentially might be up there. If he can get the Sector 3 right, as Harvey, no, not that one, has just gone third fastest with a 28.8. But what has the Mercedes driver got? In Edgars, currently his teammate is on pole position, and Edgars doesn't actually... Oh, no, he does improve, but only so slightly. The aftershave of Des Fontaine up to into 5th place. Who have we got next coming across the line? I think it's a McLaren. Is it of Molly or is it Liam?
It's just on Moley. Liam's to the middle section. He's 2/10 down, so Liam could be starting P11 in this, which is not what we'll be wanting at all. SLR Darnell's coming up to the final chicane very, very shortly. Got a few drivers ahead of him on laps, but I don't think they're getting anywhere near him of the provisional pole man. UKB's Assassin. Hayes is retired in the pit lane. That's her session over and done with. SLR Darnell's going around the final corner. Can he get a 5th pole position of the season? No, he can't. It's going to be a best of P5 for SLR Darnell. No one who's getting near UKB's Assassin. No one who's going to get near UKB's Assassin as Pricey pulls into the pit lane. For the second time this season, our championship leader UKB's Assassin is going to start from pole position.
The perfect response to what happened last week. Brilliant. He's got, fortunately for him, he's got Pricey, a championship contender, on the same front row as him, which is going to make things very spicy. But Beast Assassin's closest rival in 5th place. There's a few drivers in between, and they are not slow. They are not slow. Will Beast Assassin's teammate do him any favours? Edgar's right behind Darnell. We'll soon find out. But you know what? Actually, in the end, it was a close qualifying. I think just over a tenth separated the top 4.
Yeah, a lot closer than what I expected, to be fair. And you can see the results on your screen. And with it is UKB's Assassin. Was on pole position in Saudi Arabia. And clearly likes the street circuits because his 2 pole positions this season have been at street circuits. As we're at Singapore. And you can see it on the screen now, 3/100ths of a second.
I've just been informed, I've been seen on twice, that Tom did his runs early because there was some serious turtling going on. So that's the first pole position this season where he was close to touching cloth. In fact, he was probably touching cloth.
Oh, Jacobis Assassin who takes pole position then. Um, the championship leader, starting from the best position possible, especially at this track where it's very hard to get overtaken done. Price is going to be with him alongside with Harv, round out the top three. F1AB QWERTY, P4 SLR, Darnell will be starting P5 in the end. Edgar's P6 in the second, Mercedes. Des Fontaine P7. A Legend will be P8, Hayes P9, SR Liam will round out the top 10. The Golden Neck Pride dropped down to P11 in the end. You saw how quickly the track changed toward the end. Jaden Squires on his debut will be P12, Skeet P13, Kiss Let's Go, Codzilla, Zach is Beast, LSJ Rundle, Moley, that guy, and of course Owen Howe 36 will be starting from the back of the grid for the second week in a row.
Yes. How is Owen going to screw up this week? Put your predictions in the chat.
Oh dear.
It's a bit of a shocker for AlphaTauri. Both of their drivers, not even setting a lap, will be starting at the back row of the grid. But only everything to gain for the two. Opportunities for driver of the day for the pair of them. But now, this is the break in between qualified pardon me, and the race. So you know what that time is, Corey? What time is it?
23 minutes past 8.
Yes. So it's time for bloke chat. Right, so for bloke chat, first on
I didn't even hear
horizon. Oh, there we go, it's back. Right, so first of all, I mean, let's talk a bit about the China sprint qualifying earlier on. I mean, did you watch it, Corey?
I was working mainly. I had it listening in my ears, so I didn't quite get to see it, but I heard about what happened. Saw the highlights earlier. Yeah, obviously there was a lot of controversy around a specific part of it. But I mean, Brexit means Brexit at the end of the day, and we've locked out the front row.
What is your opinion on that? Actually, I'm quite intrigued.
I mean, some people have said that they fucked up with the broadcasting, and that's not from like the final lap thing. I mean, if that's true, then I mean that's Formula One in a nutshell. But I've always thought track limits is track limits. Whether you lose time or gain time, they kind of just delete the lap. And you know, I mean, we see it in the Formula One game, and you know, I think Beast made the point earlier as well that you know, if you go wide at a significant corner towards the end of the lap, that's going to give you an advantage. Let's say going into the next lap, which I know he didn't get an advantage, then it should invalidate this lap and the following lap. We see it at Austria a lot. I know because I know it's a completely different track, but you know, they go wide at the final corner, then that's that lap and the following lap gone.
Yeah, I just find it a bit amusing that the rules get bent when it's against Lewis Hamilton.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I just find it a bit amusing. But what a brilliant qualifying though overall. I mean, you had Lando Norris in first, Lewis Hamilton second, Fernando Alonso in third. You've got a 39-year-old and a 42-year-old in the top three. So it just goes to show that age is literally just a number. And then Max
Glitter said as well.
Yeah. And Max. Yeah, and Max Verstappen washed in fourth. Things you like to see. But yeah, so that was on the sprint qualifying. Right. What is your favourite type of saw?
Like hacksaw.
Yeah. Not like coleslaw or like saw on your like knee or something like that. Just like what's your favourite type of saw?
What's my favourite type of saw? Probably the trusty handy wooden saw. You know, when you got to use your bare arms, you can actually, you know, get them musclies of yours out and show them to the ladies, or the blokes, or the attack helicopters. But
yeah, when floats your boat, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I think the trusty wooden saw, mate. What about you?
Chainsaw.
Oh, I love the noises they make. By the way,
Yeah, the noise. Yeah, proper bloke noise. That.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll give you that one. Yeah, chainsaws got to be up there.
Yep.
I love one myself, but it's just storing it.
What have we got next? We have got. We spoke about before about who's the most bloke Formula One driver. Who's the most bloke football player?
Most bloke football player. That's actually a really good question. That's a really hard one. Um, who's the first one that comes to your mind?
Um. Oh.
We're on about past and present as well here, or are we just on about
Yeah.
present?
Most blow footballer. Oh, it's gonna be something like Vinnie Jones, isn't it?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
trying to
Blaze has
think
just
of
this
the.
second put it in as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Like,
you can't
I,
beat
wa-
Vinnie Jones.
I was gonna say Roy Keane, but the only reason I said Vinnie Jones was because I remember seeing on YouTube Vinnie Jones absolutely bullying the shit out of Roy Keane.
Yep.
That's like a great white shark being attacked by a megalodon. That's like top of the food chain. That
Joey Barton up there.
Jerry Barton, he's just a fucking psychopath.
Mate, that's in the fucking that's
No,
in the
sorry, that is Vinnie
that's what I'm
Jones, isn't
trying
it?
to say.
No, I think he's just like he should belong in a straight jacket.
Fucking hell. Anyone who's played for Stoke.
Anyone who's played for Stoke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know about, not too quite sure about that. Oh wow, they're on the formation lap already. That's
Oh, ruining it.
yeah, we're having quite a bit of fun here actually.
Yeah.
We'll touch on one last thing. I mean, I've got some subjects for if when there's a safety car. We'll end on this last one here, I guess. Will Leicester bottle the Championship promotion?
Right, I'm gonna go toilet.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that is the end of the boat chat. Oh, it's let me down. Oh, the sounds let me down. Well, the sounds let me down, I'm afraid, ladies and gents, so you're just going to have to imagine the fart. We have got the drivers now on a formation lap. There we go, got there in the end. Ahead of what is going to be a very long race, the longest race of the season for our beautiful SLR Division 2 drivers, where you've got UKB Assassin on pole position. His championship rival, Pricey, who is in second place. You've got Harvey, no, not that one, in third. F1 QWERTY in fourth, and SLR Darnell, the man who won a few races ago, got pole in the last race, in fifth place. Beast Assassin's teammate Edgar's in sixth, and then you've got the Aftershave in seventh, Hayes, the fourth championship contender, in ninth, SLR Liam in 10th. Put your predictions in. Who do you think is going to be a race winner? Who do you think is going to be the podium? As SLR Corey is back from his loo break, where he missed no chat whatsoever about Will Leicester bowl promotion.
I mean, unironically, I said in the start of the season that I've watched Lewis Hamilton lose an 8th world title, so I might as well watch Leicester lose a 8th Sky Bet Championship. That's now becoming true.
Can you untangle your mic cable, please? I can hit myself twice on comms and in your. Thank you.
I don't want to.
Well, you've got to.
Oh.
Ow.
Fuck's sake. Ow. Well, shut the fuck up. Now, they're coming to the 23rd and final corner of the Marina Bay Street circuit. Well, some of them are. Some of them are back in the sector 2. That'll be Owen Howe 36 taking his sweet motherfucking time. He's going to be loving it over there. You can see the odd one out. You can see the kid that always gets picked on. No offence, Edgar's. He's starting on the softs this evening, so we'll probably see him getting his elbows out at turn 1 because those softs are going to be very motherfucking quick from the get-go. Matt, I'll hand it over to you for the race start.
Oh, what was that at the end? Well, it's going to be a completely different race start to Monza. The turn 1 is not so far away, so having a terrible start isn't going to be end of the world unless it is an absolute shocker where you've not actually pulled away and that you haven't released that clutch. Now at Singapore, under the floodlights, what are we going to see? Revs are up in Singapore, and we are away. I've got no idea what tyres everyone's on. I'll see that a bit of a later date. And Pricey, is he going to make a move for UK Beast Assassin? It's in turn 1, I think he is. He's got the softer tyres. Oh, and there's almost a collision. UK Beast Assassin stays in the lead for the time being. He's under pressure, though, by both Haas drivers. Edgars is in 4th place, Harvey 5th. SLR Darnell down into 6th place. And there's a move for the Ferrari. I think he was looking at the Mercedes. No chance. It's still UK Beast Assassin in the lead. He's got some early pressure. He's going to have to withhold, though, from both Haas drivers. Will they work together? We'll soon find out. Is there going to be any moves? It looks like Des Fontaine is going to be under pressure by the Alpine driver of SLW Legends. Is Legends going to make the move? I think he has done. I think that's a great move. He went a bit wide, but the Fontaine Williams is fighting it back. He's lost the rear a bit, and he's lost another place in the process. Hayes up to 8th. There's Fontaine down into 9th place now. Liam up to 10th. UK Beast Assassin, though, is your race leader, Corey.
I don't know how you have a voice left after that, you know, fair play. But yeah, UK beats Assassin with the dream getaway then. Was under threat from Pricey for quite a bit of that first sector, but has done a great job and needs to keep him behind for as long as he can in this race to make that alternate strategy. Whereas the Haas gone very off there, and it's F1AB QWERTY pulling to the left-hand side, nearly losing the car. He's going to be so much pressure from Edgars in the next couple of corners. Saying that, UK beats Assassin has got Pricey nearly all over his back end there, and QWERTY still dropping to about 7/10 back now. To his teammate, and look at Edgars, goes to the right hand side. Pricey takes the lead ahead as well. Haas has gained position. Haas has also lost a position because Edgars ran the outside, has got past has got past QWERTY into third place now.
Yeah, of course, you've got a lot of variety of strategies. Edgar's the only driver starting on the soft tyres, which I believe will only last about 3 laps. So you're going to see him certainly make up a lot of progress and make up a lot, show up the timing board to start with. But after lap 3 or 4, you will see him close or fall further back. So Edgars is making a move on the soft tyres. Pricey making the move on the medium tyres. You can be Assassin on the hard tyres. His race is a bit later on down the line. Barring a safety car, SLR Liam has made up a place down in 11th position. There is a gap actually appearing, I think, in 11th position. As the Ferrari of Golden Egg Fry has got it back.
Wow, I tell you what, he went for a good old switcheroo there down the down Raffles Boulevard, and he's made it work. Golden Egg Fry, great move there to get up into SLR Liam's position of P11. And yeah, you can see the gap now appearing. Jaden Squires into a bit of clear air, 1.5 seconds ahead of Golden Egg Fryer, 1.1 seconds back from Des Fontaine. He's going to need to close that gap because DRS is so critical around here, especially in the midpoint of the race, where you can quite easily lose the race victory. Because of it. The top 3 have pulled away from F1AB QWERTY. He's now lost a position. He's lost many positions. We've got 2 cars off. We've got an Alpine off. We've got a Haas off.
Oh,
we've got a VSC.
dear. There's bound to be. There must have been a collision between the two. I think they were 4th and 5th, retrospectively. The Alpine of Legends has not got a front wing, so it looks like the run of 2 decent races has already come to an end. But I haven't said that. It's a very long way to go. So that promotes a few drivers up into good positions. Let's focus a bit further down in the AlphaTauri drivers. That guy, which guy? That guy. In 14th, making up good progress. Owen Howe, however, though, has only made up 1 position, I think. Only up into 19th.
I'm very not happy with James Squire's connection, which is, quite understandable. Since he is upside down at the moment.
What?
On the other side of the world. He lives in Australia, mate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Connection looks fine on my screen.
It's not too bad on my screen. It's a bit of rubber banding, but not too shabby, Alonso. We go back to green flag racing then, and it's still UK beast Assassin out in front then, who's leading this Singapore Grand Prix. No, it's not. What the fuck am I on about? It's Pricey in the lead of this race, you absolute moron. On the medium compound tyre, got past him on lap 1. Watch the race. Oh, snap of oversteer from Pricey then. Nearly kissed the barrier on the outside, but. Are the 2 Mercedes drivers going to work together here? Because Edgars is going to be very, very quick for another maybe 2 laps.
Well, I mean, they're not in the same party, so there's no communication between the two, but UK Beast Assassin has got vast amount of experience, so I can imagine that he will know that Edgars is the quicker driver and that he will catch back up to him only in a few laps' time. So UK Beast Assassin will do what he can do to not lose as much time as possible, so whether that will be letting him through or not, that will be the case. A bit further behind Edgars, you've got Harvey, Darnell and Hayes still within DRS of each other. Then you've got a slight gap to 7th with Des Fontaine.
Des Fontaine, yeah, a bit clearer. Then he's got Jaden Squires. I don't think I'm watching this race. He's got Jaden Squires behind him, just behind him. That's like Liam. Oh, nearly getting on the tap by good old Rundle. I don't know. The Red Bull driver in 12th place. He had a little look down the inside of the chicane, but a little bit too far back. He's actually got a fantastic run out of the final corner. Might even be able to get past him apparently. He's rinsing that battery down the main straight, using the most of the medium tyres. And down the inside it goes to turn 1. Liam, is he going to fight it too hard? And it's just about got the car stopped.
That connection is quite shocking, actually.
Is it? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear, yeah. I've just seen it on my screen. Wow.
I mean, I'm assuming he knows. I think I might have to send him a message that is quite bad. I don't often do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, alright. That's what I'm going to do, so I'll be quiet for a sec. Great.
UK Beast Assassin has now lost DRS to Pricey, who's decided I've had enough of these shenanigans behind me. I'm going to shift the gear and disappear out in front. 1.3 seconds clear of UK Beast Assassin. DRS has been pulled. Lap 4:31 in this race. Still a very long way to go. As Matt said before the start of this race, the longest race time-wise anyway of the season. You sometimes regularly get to see the 2-hour limit get overdone here in real life. Oh, Zesko's gone very deep into the hairpin there. Sorry, he's now going to be in the threat from half on the medium tyres. I think those softs are now starting to deteriorate a bit.
I can't get onto his.
He's on PC.
PC. How do I do that?
Call him. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car again.
Call him.
Yeah, let's call him. Oh, it's SLR Moley who's gone off in the McLaren. Same spot we saw F1 AB QWERTY off. Probably just messaged him on Discord.
Yeah. Okay, I'll message him on Discord.
Yeah, another virtual safety car. SLR Moley into the barriers. He has now lost his front wing. The McLaren driver will see himself back to the pit lane for a new front wing. Speaking of McLaren, SLR Liam has peeled off into the pit lane. Nearly smashes the wall on the inside. I'll be picking him for that one after when I speak to him. Got very, very close to the barriers there on the pit lane entry. Has he got damage? No, it's just a change of strategy. He's onto the medium compound tyre. Maybe going for a medium. But actually, no, because we've got rain, don't we, incoming in about 45 minutes, if that. So, yeah, maybe he's going to try and take these all the way to the rain. He's going to be one very quick McLaren, that is going to be sure. Skeefy might be able to get ahead of him as we now go back to green flag racing. Pricey appeared to have nailed the restart there. He is 1.8 seconds clear. UKB's Assassin's done a good job as well because he's pulled DRS of his teammate Edgar's. He's going to be a bit under threat now from Harv, but his tyres are going to be very much screaming and crying now.
Yeah, so just to inform the viewers, I have sent Squires a message on Div2 Discord with the hope that he sees it. But let's be honest, he ain't going to be looking at his Discord, is he? He's going to be watching this. But it's making my eyes water, and I've had hay fever all day today.
Both, mate. It's worse than... I don't know what's worse than, mate, but it's worse than whatever's a worse thing.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, Rundle's just retired. He made a move on Golden Egg Shagger, went down the inside, broke as late as you could be, and he's gone straight into the wall.
I just saw the end of it, his car in the wall. We've now got a third virtual safety car of the race, and we're only on lap 6. Matt, when are we going to get a full safety car or a red flag? Because, again, we've got to remember, we are the only people to witness a red flag and be part of a red flag in this league.
I think, Squires is in the pits. Hopefully he is going to retire.
Back to greens already. That was a very quick virtual safety car. And, I mean, Pricey appears to be the masters of these virtual safety cars because he's now only 3 seconds clear of Beast. He is absolutely nailing all these restarts as Pricey. And, again, wants to get himself back in this title. Harv as well is going to get him into the podium positions because he's past Edgar's and into 3rd place. But, he's gone very, very deep, though. That might allow the Mercedes through. No, the Ferrari driver does stay ahead. But, yeah, back to Pricey. He wants to get himself in this title fight. He's doing a great way to get about it. And is taking off out in front. 3 seconds clear as a Haas driver.
Yeah, if there's a lot of virtual safety cars coming in, we've had 3 already. It's certainly going to help. Sorry, there was just a load of clicking on the stream.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
Yeah, there's certainly going to do Pricey the world of good. It means that he can nurse the tyres a bit during those virtual safety car periods. Meaning that he might be able to get an extra lap or two, pardon me, on those medium tyre compounds. He's doing everything he needs to do at the moment. As predicted, Edgar's is falling back. He is going to fall back very quickly as he is now going to be under threat from Darnell and Hayes, who are both in the championship battle together. How easy will Edgar's make it?
I don't think he's going to make it very easy at all. He might peel off in the pit lane very shortly, maybe for a set of medium compound tyres and try to take it to the rain. That's what SLR Liam has done. Very wide there as the groans of SLR Southerner sees the Mercedes driver go off at the 23rd and final corner and sees his brother SLR Darnell goes down the inside and into 4th place.
But he's in for all these fastest laps coming in. That's nice. Yeah, Edgar's, he lost the rear going around the last corner. Those tyres are gone. Absolutely gone. I'll be surprised. Unless we have a late safety car with about 3 or 4 laps to go, I honestly don't think we're going to see the soft tyres being used again this race. Edgar's still in front of Hayes though. Hayes is going to want to get the job done quick as soon as possible. The last thing she wants to see is a championship rival pull away in the distance.
indeed. And you can see the red light flashing on the Mercedes-Benz just ahead there. As he's out of battery in the tyres, as we mentioned, very much gone. There's a move down in 14th place. Jaden Squires makes his way through past Skifield, but to 14th place he goes. Trying to get himself back in this race, of course. Made the pit stop onto the medium tyres, so he's going to try and take it to the rain period, if it does come. And look at SLR Darnell. Saw him gain the position on Edgar's not too long ago. Is he going to make the move down the east side? No, he knows he's better off waiting a little bit longer. Hayes makes the move though on Edgar's.
Yeah, but he waited for that corner. He's going for this corner. He didn't wait for the DRS. He's waited a bit later, and he's got the move done. Is Harvey going to give it up? Yes, he does. SLR Darno is up into third place. Oh, no, there's contact! Oh, no, what's going on there? Oh, goodness gracious me! The Ferrari driver did not want to give it up, and there's been contact. SLR Darnell has fallen down to 10th, Harvey into 9th. That was needless at this stage.
I'm speechless what I've just seen there. Ferrari trying to keep it on the inside has seen SLR Darnell round, and what could have been a day to try and hope something happened up in front for Beast to try and gain some more points in the championship has just gone now for SLR Darnell, and seeing what could be a potential championship now slip away as UK Beast Assassin is going to gain even more points on him now.
Yeah, but if your name is Hayes, your eyes have just lit up. Your eyes have lit up so much, you don't need the lights beaming down on the circuit here. Let's not. I'll tell you what, I've got to touch on this. That guy is up into 7th position. He's looking very good at the moment. He's only a second behind Quirky, and he started in 4th.
Which guy?
That guy. Ah! Hey. Wee. Yeah, he's looking very good at the moment, though. 1 second behind Quirky. And let's not forget where he started in the race.
19th on the grid. I mean, we know how hard it is to overtake around in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yes, some drivers have made pit stops, but, I mean, he's just stayed out of trouble. He's gone very much under the radar. He may have done an FRL Carrito and rinsed the shit out of his battery, but that doesn't matter. You know, he's done a fantastic job, and with the rain potentially coming later on, and the inevitable safety car that's going to come around lap 28, you know, he's going to be in a good spot.
Yes. Oh, yes. Looking a bit further back, I've got a feeling Squires' connection is causing absolute chaos.
You think?
Yeah, look at the train behind him. Nobody is going to
want to make
the
God.
move.
I can't blame him. I mean, Liam is pushing speed through.
How do I get him out? I can't, I've messaged. Like, yeah?
Liam's just... Liam's going to next week with that line out through the final corner. Where you going, Mad Up? Yeah, I mean, the only way, mate, is just spam him on Discord, but, I mean... I don't think it's going to work, but...
Not is it?
No one's going to want to overtake that. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll spam him again.
Yeah. Excuse me. Lap 9 and 31 in this race now. Pricey now 4.2 seconds clear out in front. Hayes 3.5 seconds back from Beast, who's in a bit of clear air. And all he needs to do is... he's probably holding out to the rain. Because he did mention touch on when we started.
It's causing chaos. Just the man, it's causing chaos.
I've read that with Fernando Alonso as well in real life, but
no, he's going to the pits. He's received the message. He's going to go to the pits.
That's good to hear. Then that's good to hear.
Right, at least that'll be one thing sorted. Oh, and it's caused a lot of look at the battling going on behind, and he is actually going to let them through. Thank you very much, Jaden Squires, for doing that. Hopefully there can be a solution to sorting out your connection. SLR Liam now in 12th, and Edgar's in 13th. Let's not forget where he was at the start of the race, but he's looking a bit tasty here. Is he going to make the move on SLR Liam? I keep forgetting that this is now a long straight. Is he going to be good on the brakes? He doesn't decide to do so. SLR Liam remains in 12th. Why are you laughing, Corey? We're going
now. You know what you just said there?
Yes, I did. Yes, but let's just brush over it. Going around the last corner. How's the exit? SLR Liam goes for the wide line again. Is Edgar's going to look up the inside? He is looking up the inside. He's got the ERS. He's got the DRS. He makes the move. He's into 12th.
Oh, sorry. I can't stop thinking about what you just said. Anyway, yeah, Edgar's. Apologies. He's up into 12th place. Thank you, Jaden Squires, for retiring the pit lane and, not ruining it for anyone else. Again, such good connection problems all sorted out, which is a bit easier said than done when you're on the opposite side of the world, but, yeah, not really much we can do. But Further into the race we go now. Still Pricey out in front. He's now nearly got a 5-second lead, Matt. Surely those mediums are going to start to deteriorate soon.
I must admit, I didn't expect the gap to be this big. And I certainly did not expect the tyres to still be... At this point, I would think the hard tyres are probably just a slightly bit better than the mediums now, but Pricey really doing a great job. He's extending the gap continuously. It's now 5.4. Has UKB Assassin got a problem?
Has he got damage or what? I'm not 100% sure here. I mean, it doesn't look like he's got any damage on the Merc.
He's losing a
Pricey's
lot.
just locked in.
He's losing a lot of time, though, Tom. He's lost about 7/10 in the past.
Yeah, that's it.
Losing...
that was a fucking snap there from Des Fontaine through the final corner. Great catch. Had it all over the curve, but didn't lose too much time with it somehow. But may not be the quickest way through the corner, but the coolest.
I'm adamant UKB's Assassin has damage. He's lost a second in just 2 sectors alone, and Hayes is actually catching, I believe. She is 3.1 seconds behind now. Pricey is just extending that gap non-stop. There's got to be a problem on the car. There's no visible damage, but all you need is just a little bit of a front wing. And that will cost you so much time, and that does look at it. Well, having said that now, Beast Assassin's extending the gap on Hayes. So is this just absolute incredible pace by Pricey?
I mean, I've just had a quick look on Tom's stream, and like, it doesn't look like he's got any damage. You know, he hasn't got any warning for any damage on screen, so that's very, very strange. So, unless Pricey's just, you know, got the hammer down, and you know, yes, he's used a bit of battery, but he's making the absolute most of the medium tyres clearly. Because again, by the looks of it, Tom has got no damage.
How is the other championship rival getting on in SLR Darnell? He is behind that guy. He's got the fresher tyres on. That guy has not got much ERS, but SLR Darnell can't make the move on this straight. But is he going to set himself up for this next mini straight? He's going to see that guy is blinking at him, winking at him, shall I say. Is he going to make the move? Is he going to chat him up and do anything? His credentials, is he going to try and find a way back into this race after unfortunate contact with the Ferrari driver, which I'm sure we won't hear the last of. I'm sure we'll see it in the stewards discussion chat. Where should we go now, Corey? It looks like it's getting a bit close at the front with Hayes. She is under pressure by Des Fontaine and Golden Eggshagger.
Des Fontaine in the Williams, clawing up to the Alfa Romeo. This is for the final podium place. He's, as you mentioned, bringing up Golden Egg Fryer with him as well. Owen Howe's now into the pit lane for his first pit stop of the evening. Probably going to go on the medium compound tyres, see how far he can get them towards the rain period. Des Fontaine closing up on Hayes once again, but even with DRS and slipstream, it's so hard to make an overtake. Saying that though, SLR Darnell all the way around the outside with DRS is into 7th place. Same with Zach's Beast. This time he goes down the inside though on the Alpine and into 9th.
Yep, it's going to be very interesting to see how when these drivers pit in the top 10 where they are going to come out at, because FRT Edgars is your lead car of the cars that have pit. He is currently on 4-lap old medium tyres. I do expect him to pit once again, so is this going to be a battle between the strategies of a 1-stop strat versus a 2-stop strat?
Maybe. I'm looking at the chat at the moment. We've got Pricey Fanboy in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. For a second I thought it was actually him.
Yeah, so did I. I had to double check there, but yeah, I've seen Pricey just above, and then we've got Pricey Fanboy. Pricey built different. Well, he is, because last time we checked, it was about 6 seconds. He's found another second. I mean, what is he smoking? Hacks?
Beast isn't slow either, because he's quicker than Hayes, and he's on the hard tyre. So whatever Pricey is doing on those medium tyres is absolutely incredible. But you just know that just the effort is going to go down the shitter, because there's bound to be a safety car. I'm surprised there's not been a safety car yet.
Yeah, we've only had virtual safety cars. We've had 3 VSCs so far in this race. No full safety cars as of yet. No red flags yet. Still a long, long way to go in this race. We're not quite at the halfway period just yet. So we've got a 3-way battle going on. This is for the final podium place. We've seen Hayes, Des Fontaine and Golden Egg Fryer just holding on at the back. He's also on 12-lap old mediums, as well as Hayes and, of course, Pricey out in front. Nearly 7.5 seconds. I can't quite believe. I'm going to have a quick look at his lap times, because this is doing 1:35.6s, which that's not too bad. He's doing 1:35.6s. Beast is doing 1:36.4s. These medium tyres actually going to drop off, or what?
I don't know. It's kind of thrown the book out. I mean, have you done much practice for Singapore? I mean, what were you expecting from the tyres?
I have. I mean, the hards tend to drop off really to about that lap time, about this point. But that is insane. I don't know. Honestly, I'm speechless of how he's doing this because 7.6 is clear.
The only thing that I was beginning to thinking about was, is UKB's Assassin just conserving the tyres and maybe going for a soft tyre towards the end of the race, which I think is very unlikely. But then you think that the gap between Hayes and Beast would close, but it's not. That's extending. It's just absolutely incredible pace by the Hash driver, which is going to do him the world of good, give him so much confidence in his quest to put himself in a better position for his championship fight.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, he just needs to hold on really at the moment. Yes, Price is going to close up by 8 points, but Beast is in a great position to still extend the lead in the championship. Nearest contender is Darnell at 17 points back. He's currently down in P7 at the moment, respectively. Hayes sitting P3 and P3 in the race as well. Pricey down in 4th place is a good 32 points off. So it's a long way to go in the season, of course. About 5 rounds when we finish this. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it very much is points wise. But Pricey, if he can keep up this form as he has done as late, could very much throw himself into the pot in the last couple of rounds.
Des Fontaine almost lost a bit of front wing, just going through turn, whether it is. Oh, he's almost nearly lost it again. He's really pushing that Team Willie, is Des Fontaine. If he's not careful, he's going to lose a front wing. Oh, and he almost gets contact from Golden Eggshagger from behind. So it's not going plain sailing for these guys. They're still trying to chase down Hayes for 3rd place. He's got a bit of a gap now of 8 tenths to the Williams driver after he has almost hit the wall about 2-3 times and almost hit a bit of contact from behind. But they are being hunted down by F1 QWERTY and SLR Darnell. That gap is gradually coming down. So this train, Corey, might just be about to get bigger as Pricey is in the pits.
Indeed, he is. That's shocked me a bit, to be fair, with the pace he's been showing. As Hayes is also in the pit lane, hence why we've just seen her drop in positions. Yeah, that's very much surprised me. Pricey on the hard compound tyres. He goes now. He will take them as far as he can. UKB's Assassin now takes the race lead. Did, of course, start from pole position. He's now back out in front of the Pricey, making that pit stop. As Edgar's 3-second time penalty track limits. I'll tell you what, I'm actually surprised, to be fair. That is the first track limit penalty of the evening.
Well, Pricey's got it right with his pit exit. He's just come out in front of SLR Liam. Oh, what's going on your end?
Golden Egg Fry, wow! He tried to go around the outside there of Des Fontaine. Des Fontaine said no thank you. He shut the door, showed Golden Egg Fry the wall. He just was able to back out before there was contact. Sorry to interrupt you, carry on.
No, I was going to say, Pricey did a fantastic job coming out just ahead of SLR Liam out of the pits. My only concern was that will Liam get the DRS and overtaken back? The answer to that, no. The gap was really 1.2 seconds and Pricey has got lots of clear air in front of him. He's got to catch up 4 seconds on Edgar's before he reaches another car. So it's looking very good for the Hash driver as it was already beforehand.
Got a feeling UKB's Assassin might be coming at the end of this lap. Seen him made a bit of an error, lost a bit of time. Maybe those hard compound tyres are starting to die off a bit now. And maybe he's going to strap on those mediums. That guy is now the next driver to pick a penalty. He's been driving a fantastic race so far. That guy, another snap from UKB's Assassin. Is he going to come to the pit lane? Yes, my prediction is spot on. Around the final corner, maybe that is to cover off Pricey. Yes, he may have had a big advantage, but now he's got to use the most of his medium compound tyres to close what was a 7-second gap. Let's see if they are going to change that front wing. No. So it is no damage for Beast as they now pull out into the pit lane and going back on board out front. It's now Des Fontaine in the lead of this race.
Yeah, Harvey made a move earlier on SLR Liam just a few corners ago, and SLR Liam is making his second stop, so only 10 laps on the mediums, which confirms that he is going for the 2-stop strategy. This will put him back towards the far end of the grid, most likely down in 17. Oh no, the reason he's changing is because he's got a broken front wing. How's that happened?
Yeah. I think he might have hit a wall, Matt.
No shit. He hit a dog. Oh!
Don't know what
Legends of spam.
Oh! Oh, why am I not surprised? No offence. Fence. I hit a fence. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Legend's going to need to come in for a new front wing. I tell you what, the undercut is absolutely gone spot on there for Pricey. Was what, like an 8-second gap? I believe it's now a 13-second gap to UKB's Assassin. But he does have traffic.
does indeed. The hard tyres at the front still look like they're holding on. You've got Des Fontaine in the lead. Quirky in second place, who's been hunted down by SLR Darnell, who is within DRS distance, but not enough to make a move. Then you've got that guy second behind who's got a penalty. There's a few moves going on. Pricey has caught Edgars and has done the move on Edgars. Meanwhile, Legends is getting 10-second penalties for corner cut, and that must be some corner cut.
I think he just cut the chicane in the middle sector. Oh dear. I mean, yeah, I think he's got damage, so he might just be pulling in the pit lane to retire. Come the end of this lap. But now it's F1AB QWERTY who now is out in front leading. Of course, yet to pit. The top four yet to pit in this race, as you can see on the graphic on the left-hand side. Net race leader is Pricey, who's now just made his way up to fourth with a lovely move around the outside of Kisleska there. FRT Edgars, we saw him pit very early for the medium compound tyres. Now gets past, but Pricey's now got 0 ERS remaining. But Edgars, these trials can beast with a penalty.
Now, that is very unlike UK Beast Assassin. Mr. Reliable, he has a 3-second time penalty. God forbid for his sake, he is going to hope there is no safety car.
Well, had a chance to maybe close in for the race victory in the latter stage of this race, but that's going to be very much thrown out the window now, and we're still waiting for rain conditions to maybe appear. Maybe, again, at the latter stages of the races. Out in front though, the gap is very much closed up now. F1AB QWERTY now only has a 6/10 lead to that guy.
Which guy?
Oh, that guy!
Yes. It is looking so good for Pricey. I'm not just doing it for the commentator's curse sake. That is not what I'm doing at all, but it is looking really good. His pace is looking absolutely exquisite. As it looks like the two drivers up ahead are going into the pits in QWERTY and that guy.
That guy. Pricey then retakes the race lead then. Lap 18 of 31. Pricey, since taking the lead in the early stages, has never really looked him down. But have I just commentator cursed him? Who knows? As soon as I say it, I had a huge snap of oversteer. So I nearly just cursed him. Yeah, he's looking great at the moment to try and take victory, to close the gap at the top of the championship, to shoot himself maybe into the top 3. But still a long way to go in this race. Absolutely anything can change. We see it go down to a checkered flag with a photo finish sometime. That was a huge smack of the wall there for Harv. I think he's just got away with damage, but he's going to lose the position to UK Beast Assassin as he goes to the outside line. UK Beast Assassin's back into the podium places.
Yeah, that gap between UK Beast and Hayes has come down to 1.5 seconds. It was about 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds before they pit. But the Mercedes driver has got the softer tyre, so should pull away. However, any chance for battling for first place seems to be over because he's carrying the anchor of a 3-second time penalty. You've still got Zacchary's Beast out in second place, who is yet to pit.
Yeah, he's having a really long stint, potentially hoping for a safety car. We saw Zacchary's Beast make the absolute most of a safety car in Saudi Arabia, where he picked up a podium in the end. It's just being at the right place at the right time in situations like that.
Hayes and Harvey, they're wheel to wheel. Hayes has gone round the outside and she's done it. Fantastic move from the Alfa Romeo driver.
Into fourth place she goes then, and she can very much see UK Beast Assassin ahead of her 2.4 seconds, but with that penalty she will jump ahead of the Mercedes driver. Will those mediums drop off? Zacchary's Beast finally comes into the pit lane for his pit stop. But yeah, Hayes could outscore Beast at the end of this map with that penalty if it ends like this.
Yeah, it all adds up. Of course, both of them missed out massively in the last race at Monza, so there was no change in the points difference between the two there. However, if both of them stay in the race and finish in the points, there will be a points difference. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, and it's side by side with Des Fontaine.
He's got the move done, Des Fontaine there. Darnell, 3-second penalty. It's such an easy corner to get it out. You take too much curb on the left-hand side, it will punish you with that warning. And SLR Darnell was the latest victim to pick up a 3-second time penalty for track limits.
No doubt he's driving angry. He was happy last week with fourth place, but seeing the 3 cars in front of him, knowing he's got a 3-second time penalty, knowing that Harvey, the driver that effectively was involved in the collision, is ahead of him. He is not going to be the most calmest driver on the grid. He's just going to have to try and bring home some points for any chance for championship credentials as the Aston Martin driver. It might all open up in front of him though, because Gordon Eggshagger, Owen, Des Fontaine, especially Golden Egg, Shaggo and Owen, these two like to entertain without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah. I think you mentioned it earlier as well, but both Alpha Tauris having a mega race. That guy started down in 19th position. He's up into P9 at the moment in a bit of a world of his own. Owen, I think, yeah, he started at the back of the grid. He's up into P6. Yes, he's on a bit of older tyres. He's made the undercut work, but again, with changeable conditions predicted for the end of this race, he's in a great place to maybe trying to turn this bad luck around and get some points on his name again.
He does indeed, but he might be under threat now from Desfontaine. Not to this corner. Ahead of Owen, you've got the blinking car of Golden Egg Shagger. Owen is looking ahead, but is he also going to be looking behind? Harv has gone onto the soft tyres. That's interesting. They're not going to be last at 11 laps. That's for sure. He might be having a sudden burst of pace to start with, but back at the front, Desfontaine. He's got the DRS, he's got the O's. He's looking down the inside of Owen. That's looking a bit tight, but he's down the inside of the AlphaTauri driver. Does Owen fight it? No. Oh, does a bit. He's got a bit wide. Desfontaine's got the place now. Owen's under threat from the Aston Martin driver of SLR Darnell. Of course, these are both in the same party. This could get a bit awkward, but SLR Darnell is still behind in 7th.
Very close there. I knew Owen's tyres were going to start dropping off very, very soon. Desfontaine makes the most of it on his fresh mediums and up into 5th place now. He's going to be chasing down 4th place Golden Egg Fryer, trying to get some more points on the board for the Williams team. Yeah, SLR Darnell needs to get his way past Owen Howe 36 soon. Have any chance of finishing in the top 6 this race. And damage limitation now for SLR Darnell to try and hold within this championship fight. Goes around the outside. Owen doesn't fight it too hard, to be fair to him, rightly so. And is into 6th place. Goes SLR Darnell.
Yeah, they're both going to do 2 different races, even with 10 laps to go. And it makes sense for Owen not to lose too much time, and maybe he can get a bit of a DRS pull from SLR Darnell to keep within good pace. But SLR Darnell is outside the DRS himself. He needs to find a bit of speed, use a bit of Urs to get back within that gap. Otherwise, he's going to be left behind. Desfontaine. Oh, what's going on your end?
I was looking at Harv. He nearly got absolute dive bombed by Skeefy. Yes, it's for 14th place. But I tell you what, Skeefy's coming back here. Down the inside at the chicane. No way he's going to make this work, surely.
Oh,
Fresh
no!
Oh, contact!
Of course it doesn't. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I think that was very much predictable as they went into the chicane. Skeefy goes round.
Oh.
Harv carries on. Skeefy
Willie
did not want to give it up.
The Willie's done it. Desfontaine up into 4th place. He's on fire, is the Williams driver. I think this is his debut in SLR. I've certainly not seen him in this division before. Brilliant race so far from the Williams driver. One Williams into 4th place. One Williams gets a drive-through penalty, speeding in the pit lane and has retired.
Yeah. Skeefy, a very frustrating race for him. We saw him just have that contact. Did not want to back out of the move in the end. Wanted to try and fight the very quick halve on those softs. And in the end, his race is now over and done with. Pricey. I don't know what he's smoking, but Beast is just not able to make the most of the medium tyres like Pricey has. He's kind of just matching Pricey's pace. It's been about the same gap for about past 3 laps.
Interesting to see what can happen in the last few laps of the race, because that was when the gap was extending massively, when the hards and the mediums were like past 10 laps. It's just a brilliant performance for the Haas driver at the moment. Skeefy and the Williams retired. It really has not gone his way, or it's not. The season has not developed where he thought it was after the first race, is it, Corey?
It really hasn't, no. A lot of confidence he had after Bahrain with Skeefy after taking the opening round of the season. Pole to victory, a very dominant drive. Like you said, just since then, he's not been the same driver. It literally has been his only podium of the season. And yeah, he's going to be looking forward potentially to next game and writing off this season.
SLR Darnell's caught the back of Golden Egg Shagger. He's now side by side with him. He's making the move. He's broke a lot later than the Ferrari driver, and he's up into 5th. He's up next is Desfontaine.
That's what the extra grip gives you. You can brake a little bit later. You've got the extra grip. And SLR Darnell into 5th place. He needs to try and pull as big as a gap he can with that 3-second time penalty. Wants to reduce the gap to UK Beast Assassin. At the moment, is going to get 2nd place after penalties. But Hayes may have the extra grip come the end of the Grand Prix on those hard compound tyres. But we'll see.
Tell you what.
Still rain predicted.
Tell you what, it's going to be brilliant. If Darnell gets to move down on Fontaine, your top 4 in this race are the top 4 in the standings.
Yes, it is. For Pricey, that's probably not the best situation if he wants to try and close up, but great to see. Provisionally anyway on penalties. Darnell still with a 3-second. Needs to pull that gap if he wants to finish P4, but I'm still very intrigued whether we're actually going to get this rain or not, because we're in the final kind of bit of the race now, and it still doesn't look any different, but it's a bit hard to tell.
Yeah, you can't see the dark clouds, can you? Because it's just dark. Joe messaged me before the race and he said that Owen thinks it might have been a glitch, but we can still be excited anyway. You can still see the skyscrapers in the distance, so maybe the cloud isn't there. Maybe it is the game just giving us a bit of a cock tease, which is not nice, Codemasters.
And for note, still pricey, 11.2 seconds clear UK Beast Assassin. Hayes losing a bit of time to Beast, nearly 5 seconds now as the gap seems to probably settling for third in the end. Is Hayes. So Darnell, he's very much not going to settle for P5. He wants to get P4, not just on track, but after penalties as well. We'll have about 7 laps to go when we cross the line. Darnell needs to get this move done sooner rather than later if he wants to pull that 3-second gap.
Yeah, and I think it's the same situation for all the medium tire runners at the moment after 6 laps. But just looking on board with Darnell, that Des Fontaine is getting the rear of his car. Really out of shape, and the rear brake's locked then, and suddenly SLR Darnell, the door's open for him and he's up into 4th place.
Yeah, that was a wow, that was a strange one, that with that snap there. Yeah, into 4th place he goes.
Under braking.
It's a very easy corner to lose it, but not that late on in the corner. But yeah, Des Fontaine, bit of an error. SLR Darnell says thank you very much. I'm going to slide my way into 4th place. Now needs to pull that DRS gap, and he's had the pace so far to potentially do that. Just gone into Division 2 chat. Skiffy is not a happy bunny at all. I believe that Harv may have gone into AI is what he's claiming here, and that's what maybe caused the incident.
Yeah, not a good day to be a Harv. He's been involved in incidents with SLR Darnell and Skeefy. Des Fontaine mounted the curb just a bit there, lost a bit of time. Oh, and Harvey, it's gone from bad to worse for the Ferrari driver. Down in 13th, on the soft tyres that are going to fall off the cliff any second now, and now has a 3-second time penalty.
Tiara Godzilla into the pit lane. He's just had a little bit of a battle with Owen. I think the Alfa Romeo may have damage, hence why he's coming in potentially for a new front wing gap. The top has closed in, only by 0.2, but has closed ever so slightly. Maybe Beast has now got those medium tyres fired up. Maybe after 8 laps is a bit too late. But unless Pricey's decided to lift the hammer off a bit now, because he knows it's going to be his if it ends like this. 6 laps to go, Matt. I think the top 3 is looking pretty settled.
Yeah, it looks so, doesn't it? Des Fontaine nearly turned in the hairpin corner a bit too early there. Nearly went into the wall. Now he's found himself under threat by the Ferrari driver of Golden Egg, Shagger. No move into the corner there. However, now you've got another mini straight. Are we going to see anything here? The Ferrari's closing. He's closing, but he's not closing quick enough. He's going to have to stay in 6th place for a bit longer. Maybe make a move into turn 1. But yes, top 3. It's more or less looking done now, isn't it? UK Assassin knows he's got the 3-second penalty. I think the gap has actually gone up now between Pricey and Beast. It's just going to be a bit of management now, I think, between the top 3 just to keep within, keep the gaps as they are. And Des Fontaine has gone somewhere. He's a couple of places. Is he having some wheel troubles? He's ghosting.
Well, he's left the session.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Edgars is retired in the pit lane, I believe. Yes, he has. He's retired in the pit lane. Very tough day for the Mercedes driver. He's now out of the running as that guy's made the move of Golden Egg Fry. Down the inside he goes. Into the top 5 he goes. Des Fontaine, I'm not sure if he had connection issues or not, but yeah, went straight on at turn 1. And he's now very much out of this battle. SLR Darnell will be loving it because he has now nearly pulled that 3-second gap. So P4 could be SLR Darnell's come the end of this.
Yep, could well be. Still a yellow flag in Sector 1, which always gets me worried. Probably get the other drivers worried as well. They've only got to wait another 3 laps, and then we should not be seeing any more safety cars this race, which would be a joy for the likes of UK Beast Assassin, SLR Darnell, and most notably as well, that guy who's had an absolute stunning race. Hopefully it's no commentator curse, but what a race for the AlphaTauri driver.
I mean, regardless whether he gets 5th or 6th, after penalties, yeah, I mean you cannot fault that at all. From 19th on the grid, I mean, we very much went under the radar in the opening laps. Oh, as a Ferrari's had a huge snap. God, Egg Fry nearly losing it there out of the chicane. And I said not a matter of 5th or 6th, but that's very much looking good for that guy now. But yeah, I mean, you summed it perfectly. A fantastic drive so far. He just needs to cap it off now and could see a top 5 from 19th on the grid around Singapore.
Yep. 15 drivers still in the race. You've got a couple of drivers on the soft tyres, perhaps going for fastest fastest. Oh, and that guy almost went into the wall. Oh, are those medium tyres already facing a few problems? But no, sorry. Yes, you're going to get a few drivers on the soft tyres, maybe to set some fastest laps just for the statistical record. Yeah. You've got Kiss Beast in 10th, and then you've got a big gap. Oh, look who's 11th. Oh,
well, could be the second time this season. He did finish 11th in McEwen last week, but unfortunately there was some penalties, and he did finish P10.
Now then, how does Hayes play this one? Hayes in third place, 6.3 seconds behind UK Beast Assassin. Doesn't seem to be setting the world alight on those hard tyres, and has now found herself under threat by Darnell, but she will have it. Bear in mind that he has got a 3-second time penalty. Does she believe she's got the pace to let him through and not fall back another 3 seconds? Or is she still going to make it tough for him? Because he has got the tyres and the speed to pull the gap.
I mean, surely you don't really fight it too hard. Yes, you can lean off the pace a bit, but surely she's not going to lose 3 seconds, in as many laps.
I mean, the nature of the track, though, Corey, the nature of the track, all the corners, the extra grip, it is. I mean, just look at Darnell. Look how much grip he's got. He's not going to make a move into this corner, but I bet your bottom dollar he's going to get it done under the DRS.
We're going to stay on board with the Aston Martin driver then. He hasn't got much battery, but he's got the slipstream in the DRS. Bless you. Down the Raffles Boulevard straight we go. He hits the back of the Alfa Romeo there. Down the back straight. He will not be happy with that in the slightest. And yeah, he's definitely not going to get third place on track now with that. But still a few laps to go. He's got a shot.
Yeah, bit of frustration kicking in for the Aston Martin driver now. Hayes did not do too much wrong. There wasn't any last-minute jolting from Hayes. Of course, after what happened in Spa a few weeks ago, she's going to be very... after what happened in Spa, she's going to be very curious that she isn't going to become what she was accusing, you could say. But now going down the straight, he's got the DRS, he's got the ERS, and Hayes does go defensive. Darnell goes around the outside. Is he going to get it done? Is Hayes going to fight it? He's on the marbles. They're side by side. This is not going to end here. They're going down the straight. She's using the ERS. She's fighting it. She's fighting it. This is great for the championship. This is great for the viewers. And Hayes still remains in third place. But Darnell's not going to give it up. Not with a shadow of a doubt. But he's going to have to for now. Going around the last corner, he stays in fourth, and that guy's catching up. Brilliant driving from the two who are fighting for the championship, and it's still continuing now going into turn one. Darnell's down the inside. Is he going to get the move done? He does indeed. But will Hayes fight it back as they come along to the DRS zone again, Corey?
Wow, fantastic racing between these two. That guy's going to be licking his lips because he's now going to be joining this battle for the final potentially podium place, or P4 after penalties, of course. But yeah, we're going to stick on board with Hayes. He's got a bit too far back now to maybe think about going for a move, going into the braking zone here. Is she going to go for it? No, too far back. But yeah, that guy is very much in this battle now for what could be P4 after all penalties are applied. 4 laps to go now in this race, and it's very much heated up for the last podium place.
Yeah, I think Darnell's going to get 3 seconds on Hayes here. Like, those hard tyres look dumb. Or they didn't look fantastic. Just seeing the oversteer the Alfa Romeo's got, she's losing time every single corner, and if she loses the place to that guy, it's not going to help her case at all. I think she's not going to get a podium here, you know. Look at it, it's almost a second.
Yeah, you could be right. She's just about going to stay in DRS down this straight here, but we're going to have 3 laps to go when we cross the line. As long as she doesn't lose a good second a lap, which, I mean, as you mentioned on earlier, it's easier said than done, especially on those Asian tyres. Neither of them have got any battery. You think Darnell's tyres are going to be a bit more worn on. I mean, you can see they're more worn, but yeah, he's just loving those used medium tyres at the moment and still managed to pull the gap. Hayes needs to stay within DRS range as long as possible, though. That guy's not going to hold back. He's got nothing to lose, really. He can gladly overtake Hayes, but it's going to hurt Hayes more as she is fighting for this final podium place to, well, realistically, stay in the championship hunt.
She's doing a brilliant job, I must admit. I was expecting the gap to really extend after she was initially overtaken, but she's doing a good job to keep within the distance. Oh, she went really on the outside, only went over the white line. Might have been a warning there for the Alfa Romeo driver. She has to be a bit wary now. She might be under threat from that guy. I don't think anything's going to happen into this corner. But Darnell's 7 seconds behind UK Beast Assassin. That's bearing in mind that he was taken out at one point, or there was contact with Harvey that led to him facing the wrong way. So it's a massive case of what if for the Aston Martin driver. But if he can still finish in the top 5 despite that, surely there'll be a part of him that is still slightly happy despite that being what could have, should have, been.
Few overtakes in the meantime. F1 AB Qwerty's made his way past Des Fontaine. He's now up into 7th place. Zach is Beast has made his way into 9th. He's just got past Kislesko as SLR Liam is losing positions. He's just dropped down to P14, I believe, for a new front wing, or he just didn't want to finish P11. I'm going to guess the latter. As we now go on to lap 29 now in this race. Hayes is still sticking within DRS range, so maybe Darnell's tyres have very much took a turn for the worse now.
Potentially, we request from in the Twitch chat to show all of Zach is to show all of Kislesko. I think that might be because onto the spring rolls his friend Zach is Beast is currently under threat. Oh, there's a move. Oh, hello.
Lovely move.
Yeah.
Qwerty there. He's just got up to 6th place. 2 positions in 2 laps. F1 AB Qwerty has had a mega past few laps here in Singapore. Yes, he may have lost 2 positions in this race, but great recovery nevertheless. On 12-lap-old medium compound tyres, he's going to get some more points to his name. I think Des Fontaine's having issues again. I'm seeing that car lag and going to AI in and out every couple of seconds here. Yeah, he's left again.
That's a shame. He was having a fantastic race. I think he still should finish 8th anyway. But what could have been a podium? I know the feeling. Yeah. I know the feeling from last week. It hurts.
Yeah. Big rip. Penultimate lap. What the hell did I just say? Penultimate lap now in this race. It's Pricey still out in front. Nearly 12 seconds clear. I think that just sums up his race in a nutshell. It's been very much in a league of his own in this Singapore Grand Prix, Matt.
Yeah, and that's a strong message to his championship credential competitors, isn't it? A real, this is probably one of the most difficult tracks it is the most difficult track probably on this SLR calendar this season, and he's 12 seconds ahead, which is unheard of in esports racing, full stop, let alone Division 2, which is without a doubt the tightest division in the server. What a message that is going to send across, and I can't wait to hear what he's going to say, to be honest, because it's been a priceless drive from Pricey.
Well, we're not going to hear from him, Matt. Actually, no, yeah, we are. He's got an Xbox account. Just remembered, he's got an Xbox account. So yeah, we will actually hear from him. He's had a fantastic race as Pricey, dominant drive. We're going to go back on board with him very, very shortly. Battle for the final podium place could still be on. SLR Darnell, I think he's going to lose it after penalties. Hayes just needs to have a very tentative final lap here, not pick up any warnings, and she will pick up yet another podium here in season 12. It'd be her it'd be her 5th podium of the season. It should be the 3rd driver of the season to get on 5th podium, tied with UK Beast Assassin, who will be on for his 6th, and Pricey also on for his 6th today as well. But now we're on the final lap, Matt. I don't know if it's gone by in a breeze or not, but I'm really surprised we're yet to have a safety car.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially how the start played out with all the virtual safety cars at start with. I'm glad there wasn't a safety car for this, because it really has shown the driver's skill, and the top 4 are the top 4 in the driver's standings. So it just goes to show that it is the best drivers in the hunt for the championship. But I'm just really Pricey, but that guy as well. What a brilliant drive into 5th place at the moment. He's got a penalty, I know, but hopefully he doesn't lose too much ground because of it. As Pricey has only got a few more corners to go, Corey.
Yes, he does. A very dominant drive for Pricey. He has very much reignited his championship challenge. He now rounds the 23rd and final corner for the final time here in Singapore. Pricey wins the Singapore Grand Prix with a champion's drive. It will be nearly 16 seconds clear of the championship leader UK Beast Assassin once they reach the checkered flag. A 2nd race win of the season, tying up with his one in Spain. UK Beast Assassin will finish P2. His championship leader will continue to extend his lead. SLR Dino will cross the line P3, but it's going to be Hayes crossing the line for her 5th podium of the season. SLR Dino will get P4. That guy, take a bow. What a drive from 19th on the grid. He gets 5th. F1 AB Qwerty will finish P6 at the end. Golden Egg Fryer P7. Des Fontaine, unfortunately with issues with connection, was on for a podium at one stage. I'm sure it would be kind of mixed emotions with P8 in the end. Zach is beast, some more points to him. He's having a great season. P9, Kislesko. He will take the final point, Matt. And again, the 13th round of the season is in the books then. And I think we've been saying this nearly every week now. A bit of a boring one by Div 2 Stanworth.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking from the distance, it's so I've just seen a message from someone in someone's put a complimentary message in my DMs about Discord, our commentary. Yeah, but by usually, if you look at the distance, by standards, it was a good race. But from Div 2 standards, it was a bit of a crap one, which is mad to say. Absolutely mad to say. How often when was the last time someone in Div 2 won a race by 12 seconds?
Long time. I don't think anyone's won that by anywhere near that this season. That's been last season for sure. Wow.
But nevertheless, here's your podium ceremony. Your race winner, Pricey. Massive message sent out. The championship rivals.
Definitely is.
UKB
just check the Div 2 chat, by the way. Des Fontaine, his Xbox was overheating apparently when he was in P4, hence why he kept disconnecting. So, hardware issues for Des Fontaine, unfortunately, because he was having a mega race. But yeah, I mean, UKB Assassin will hold on to the championship lead, of course, and still extend his championship lead actually. But with 5 rounds to go, Matt, Pricey has put himself in a fantastic place.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. It's just continuing to spice things up, isn't it? With the races coming up now, are we going to see more of the classifications like we're seeing now, where it's the top 4 in the championship going to be the top 4 in the race? There's no doubt that there's going to be a bit more effort being put in by the 4 of these drivers, because they all want the championship, and you can see that by the pace they all had today.
Indeed. The classification you can see on your screens right now. It's UKB. Sorry, what am I on about? It is Pricey who takes the race victory. UKB's Assassin is our runner at the championship leader, still extending his championship lead, and it is Hayes who will round out the top 3 then. Another race in the books, and we'll start off with our 3rd place driver, Hayes. Hayes, yet another podium to your tally this season, a 5th podium of the season. I think it's Pricey on the Xbox app. A 5th podium of the season. Were you a little bit nervous at the end there? Darnell getting past you. Do you think he maybe could have pulled that 3-second gap in the moment? Luckily he didn't.
I was nervous the whole race. I had wing damage from that one. I didn't even realise. Oh, wow. I checked at the end of that one and I had wing damage, and I knew if I pit I was going to lose, pit and have a wing change, I would have lost so much to the guys behind, so I stayed out with it. And yeah,
hang on, sorry,
right,
Pricey, mute quickly.
Carry on. Oh God, please continue, Hayes. Please.
No,
continue.
it's alright. It's fine. No, it was hard battle at the end. Trying to rub my hands together. Whoever I saw, don't know who it was in front of me that had a collision. There was a couple, and I was like, well, thank you, and thank you. But yeah, no, it was a lonely race for a little bit, but yeah, I had some good little battles with people. I feel like I could have been on the pace with Assassin tonight, not Pricey, if I didn't have the damage, but I'll take P3 from P9 with like 3 wing damage. It's not bad overall, really, is it? Not a bad day.
Yeah, some still decent points heading your way. Another podium. Next time out, we head to Suzuka in Japan for round 14 of the season. How are you feeling ahead of that one?
I won last season, didn't I? So I'm really looking forward to it again.
Did?
Oh yeah, looking forward to it. Bring it on.
Good. Good to hear. Looking forward to then. Matt, any questions before we move on to our P2, mate?
Are you on pad or you're on wheel, Hayes?
Pad, mate. I'm pad.
You're on pad. So obviously that's the longest race of the season. I mean, for F1 drivers in real life, it's the most physically demanding track on the calendar. Was there any was it a bit demanding for you on the pad? Was there? You said that you struggled all race, so was it getting a bit sweaty or?
A little bit at times it was under the bridge, and the last corner was where it was really affecting me. I don't know if you could see when the gaps, like if you looked at the gap with
Mm.
Darnell, he would nearly pull a second out, but because he kept making a mistake at the hairpin, I would get back. But yeah, it was mainly under the bridge section, all that, and the last corner. But other than that, it was fine. But yeah, I was sweating a bit because I knew these guys were medium, and I know how quick everyone is here. So yeah, you can't make no mistakes in this division, that's for sure. It's always a game, and congratulations to Beast Assassin and Pricey with his unreal pace tonight. No one was touching him tonight, in my opinion. So GG's all around.
Yeah, a massive congratulations to Hayes then.
Oh, thank you.
P3 driver in the end, and still, I know she actually takes P2 now in the driver standing after outscoring SLR Darnell. We now go over to UKB's Assassin, SLR Southerner. Take it away.
UKB's Assassin, welcome back to the podium. You bounced back. You bounced back in a way you would have loved to after what happened in Monza last week. How was it from your perspective in that race? Because you started on pole position, but just Pricey, as just mentioned already, looked like he was on a different planet with his pace. Was that was that just the case, or was there a few problems you imagine your end, or was it just a case of yeah, nah, I'm not going to win a race, but let's just be best of the rest, and it will help me out for my title credentials.
Um, yeah, pretty much what you just said. Happy to sort of sit in P2 as long as obviously Hayes and Joe were behind me. But yeah, qualifying was good. I was actually quite shocked to be on pole considering I didn't get that much practice in. Um, but then yeah, Pricey got past me. Thought I was sort of keeping with him for a little bit, and then as soon as he got out of DRS, he was pulling nearly a second a lap on me. So it was pretty ridiculous. He was on it today. But yeah, I think P2 was actually a fortunate result considering Hayes had damage. I think she would have been, like she said, probably fighting or maybe ahead of me. And Joe, I think, was comfortably second fastest in that race, but he had that unfortunate incident with Harvey, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was maybe a fortunate result, but I'll take it. P2's good.
Well, they do say out there that you do make your own luck, and I mean that's certainly been the case for you in the past two races. Where again in Monza, you didn't qualify so well, and you paid a heavy price for that, being somewhere wrong place, wrong time. But today, you found yourself in the right place at the right time with a good qualifying. Now you've found yourself back on the podium. I mean, I guess the feelings are back to as it was before Monza, where you just know, just you trust your consistency, and with that consistency, that could bring you home a second SLR title. Is that still your thoughts?
Well, it's always the aim. Yeah, obviously that was a good result. Like I said, keeping Hayes and Joe behind, but now Pricey is more in the mix. So I've got not just two but three drivers to be seriously worried about, at least for the foreseeable.
Indeed, as predicted, Pricey did well and truly send a message today. Anything from you, Corey, to add on to that?
No, again, took the words right out of my mouth. Big congratulations to our championship leader, UKB's Assassin. 6th podium of the season, tied with Pricey of most of anyone in the Division 2 this season. And next week we will be heading to Japan. We're now going to move on to our race winner then. Pricey, who, as you said, made an absolute statement out in front today, wants to get himself back in the title fight and is doing it in the right way. Pricey, second race winner this season then after your one in Spain. A lot more dominant than the one in Spain. Talk us through it because from our point of view it looked fairly easy. Yeah, I mean, we were absolutely gobsmacked by your medium pace, especially in the late stints as well. We're having a quick gander at your lap times compared to Beast, and I mean, you know, I really still honestly speak now. I don't know how on earth were you doing it. How awful was the car feeling? Yeah, clearly it was again like a 16-second margin in the end after penalties. As we mentioned, you're getting yourself very much back in this title fight now. But it seems when you get a good result, Beast also gets it as well. 5 rounds to go now in this championship. Do you think it is very much on for you to get yourself well in at the deep end come the end of the season? Yep, as Matt said earlier, you make your own luck. And speaking of Matt, you got any questions to add, Matt, before we wrap it up?
Not really any questions as such. I just echoing what we mentioned earlier, but that was such a big message you've sent out there to your championship rivals. You went in today being fourth. I think you are still fourth now, but if that's the pace you've got for the rest of the season, then you are looking like the quickest driver out of the top 4. But it's the quickest driver against some incredible consistency we're seeing from the likes of Hayes, UK Beast at the moment. So it is going to be, it's going to be fireworks come the end of the season. I'm hoping we're going to see what we saw today on track, where the top 4 in the championship are finishing top 4 in the race, because it just goes to show that it is the best in the division, the best drivers in the division being at the top.
Japan. We will see how these boys get on then, and ladies, of course. That's all we've got time for then tonight for Division 2. Make sure to join us for the remainder of the Singapore Grand Prix weekend here in SLR. We've got Division 3 tomorrow, and then the McEwen Division, where the Constructors' Championship can be wrapped up for the Haas team. Be the first of the championship this season if they don't get outscored by 17 points by the Alfa Romeo team. That'll be the first championship of the season claimed. We will see how they get on. Make sure to join us for some more Division 2 action as well. We'll be back next week for the Japanese Grand Prix for round 14 of the SLR season. For myself and SLR Southerner, have a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Science.